Let me share my screen. Curriculum. So I hope now my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. Well,
Sir, Gupta ji,
Yes.
can you make it full screen? Full screen?
Yes, let me make it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And I will request all the participants to please switch off their videos because bandwidth is low. We are connected through mobile. So I think that could help. Let me put it on slideshow mode. Now I think it is better.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us have a brief look. Sangeeta Gulati ji, good morning. I hope you are doing fine. So actually, what is the idea of the social auditor?
Fine. Good morning.
Good morning ji. So this examination, social auditor certificate
Hello.
examination.
Good morning, sir.
सर नहीं है पूरी इसकी नमस्कार
Namaskar ji, namaskar. So this social auditor certificate examination, what they are intending to do, they are intending to create a pool of social auditors who would assess the impact of social interventions of various social enterprises who raise funds through the social stock exchange platform. So in simple words, the NGOs which are working in social sector, and they are envisaging two types of NGOs. Some who are working for profit, some who are working on non-profit. So both types of entities they are looking at, and they are enabling such entities to raise funds through the social stock exchange. So these entities, just a minute, let me share my screen again. Screen shared है?
नहीं सर, अभी नहीं है.
नहीं, अभी हाँ, okay.
हाँ, आ रहा है.
हाँ. So this examination, actually through this examination, they want to create a pool of professionals who will act as social auditors, and they would be assessing the impact of social interventions. As of now, what we are doing as auditors, we are assessing the financial impact. But now social impact also is to be assessed through such social auditors. And they will be auditing enterprises who want to raise funds through the social stock exchange platform. They are envisaging two types of enterprises. Either they are working for profit or they are working on non-profit. So both type of entities can come under this. And who can be a social auditor? Naturally, one who is already an auditor, one who is able to audit the accounts, he will also be able to do such social audit provided he passes this examination. But besides this, certain postgraduates, graduates who have experience in NGO sector, they will also be able to act as social auditor. But there are certain restrictions also. Suppose there is a chartered accountant against whom disciplinary proceedings are pending. So he will not be able to act as social auditor. So there are certain restrictions and there are certain additions also to this pool of social auditors. I will request all the participants to please switch off their videos because bandwidth is low and we have been connecting through mobile. Okay. Now what is the structure? Structure is 85 one mark question and 3 case studies. Case based questions, each case having 5 questions totaling to 100 marks. Now regarding this case study, if we look at the material Vamsi Narayanji, please switch off your video because bandwidth is low and it might help others. So this examination, it consists of 85 one-mark question and then 3 case study based questions. If we see the syllabus, if we see the study material which is in public domain, there are limited number of case studies. There are, I think, 5 case studies only, and for 2 of them, they have put the questions. But we intend to create a base of at least 30 to 40 case studies, which will help the students in passing the examination. Regarding this 1-mark question of 85, also we intend to create more such questions so that you can have sufficient practice, besides conducting video lectures on which we will be deliberating on each of the topics in detail. Some material is already available on an NISM website, but I think that material may not be enough for us to pass the examination. The examination fees as such, as of now, is 1500 plus GST. But for this, for attending video lectures and for getting the material which we will be creating and which is not available on the public platform, so we have kept a token fees of 10,000 rupees plus GST. To some, this may seem high, but we have been already receiving sufficient number of remittances. And our idea is to just have 25 students. If 25 students come, then naturally our purpose will be served. Now, this examination, it has to be completed in 2 hours, just like IP examination or valuation examination. Passing score is same, 60, and similar type of negative marking is there for 25% of the marks assigned to a question. The source also has been given here. Now, what is this curriculum? If you go to the curriculum, you will find 3-4 types of material which are available in public domain. First is regarding the social audit standards. The social audit standards, I think there are 10 social audit standards which are available on NISM website, and some, I think most of them we have shared in the group also. But what we intend to create is, on each of these standards, we will be having video lectures and we will be developing questions. We will be helping you in framing questions, and you can also help on this, in this regard, so that for each of these, but if you see if you read all these social audit standards, they are more or less, say, most of them you can understand through common sense also. Because what they are aiming at is, they are aiming at evaluating the social impact of the various schemes which have either been
जी
promulgated.
आपका वीडियो बंद कीजिए ना
हाँ
गुप्ता जी,
मेरा ओके,
गुप्ता जी आपका वीडियो बंद कीजिए जब
अभी कर देता हूँ। हाँ हाँ हाँ, ये कहाँ से होगा बंद? अच्छा, नीचे से हो जाएगा ना, 1 मिनट। हाँ, कर तो ठीक है, ये हाँ वीडियो बंद कर देता हूँ। मेरी शक्ल तो वैसे देख ही रखी है आपने। 1 मिनट, ये था ये, हाँ जी। So first thing is to study is the social audit standards. Now, ये बार बार होगा। हाँ हाँ। So first thing is regarding this social audit standards. Introduction to social sector and Indian financial markets. Some material is already available on NISM website, but we want to develop the material on each of these topics so that you can pass the examination. And today is 5th of March. So I think after 1 month, you can take a slot, whatever slot is available. And I think we'll be able to complete this syllabus in 1 month. Because 20 days we have kept our target, but there might be holidays in between where we may not be available. So I think this might extend to 30 days. So on each of these topics, we are already developing the study material, and we'll be sharing it with you. We are developing some case studies also. Some of the things we are already on, and I think within 1 month we should be able to complete this. And you will be with us till you pass the examination. Now let me show you something else also. So these are the books or material required. Securities contract, you can either download it from SEBI website, or you can have a hard copy also, so that you can make your own marking. Securities Contracts Regulation Act is there, SEBI Act is there, and you will find that the acts which were left in IP syllabus, now they have been covered. Because we did not read this Depository Act, SEBI Stockbroker Regulations, SEBI Prevention of Insider Trading. So some of these acts we did not read. So they are ensuring that those who are appearing for this examination, they also have to read these acts. PMLA was there, but these regulations, SEBI Prevention of Fraudulent and Unfair Trade Practice Regulations, so these were not there. So what we will do, we will develop material on each of these topics. We will be conducting video lectures, and we will be giving you some questions and practice material also. Some material is available, but I think that material is not sufficient. Let me show you something else also now.
जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
अभी मैं बोल ही ना कुछ। Now regarding this case studies. So if you read case studies, so these case studies are based on the first case study is based on the environmental impact, climate change assessment. There might be case studies on health issues, and now they have explained what is the type of work a social auditor has to do, what type of assessment he has to make, and there are certain quantitative as well as qualitative.
Here I would just add here, since I am asking maybe I had the liquidator also. Liquidator has to handle the matter proactively. If it is not handled proactively, however good the valuer is, he or she will do a hurried job. I'm not saying will do thoroughly, but it's fine. And you might
Subrata Ghosh ji, please mute yourself. So regarding these case studies, if you read these case studies, you will come to know that they are based on different types of social welfare schemes. Some might relate to climate change assessment. So we are making our own material based on this material, which is not sufficient, and we will connect with you on this. वो आप वाला कौन सा था? तुम्हारा भेजिए व्हाट्सएप पे मेरे को मैसेज में, वो तो हो गया, मेल पे है मेरे पास, कल मेरे व्हाट्सएप पे भेजिए आपको। हाँ तो वो मैंने कर ली थी व्हाट्सएप, दोनों जगह भी ग्रीन वाले पीपीटी भी और वो भी पीपीटी तो थी। हाँ पीपीटी भेजो, पीपीटी है ना, भेजता हूँ। मेल खुली है आपकी? मेल देखो ऐसा मैंने इसमें डाल रखी है, ये केस स्टडीज पीपीटी तो ये है ना। हाँ ये 15 जो आपने कल बनवाई थी। मेरे वाली बताएगा आप, दूसरे वाली थी ये है ना। हाँ ठीक है। केस स्टडीज पीपीटी करके शेयर स्क्रीन करता हूँ ना इसमें। आप स्क्रीन पर शेयर कर लो एक बार, इस पर शेयर कर दो। कुछ ना हो रही है, स्क्रीन शेयर दिखी है, हो रही लोड हो रही है। नहीं स्टॉप शेयर तो आ गई है। So now I think Rakesh Talji will take over, and Rakesh Talji.
ग्रीन वाले पे करूँ सर, इस पे तो आप लेना, तो केस स्टडी है सिंपल।
हाँ
15 केस स्टडी है, तो आप करवा दो थोड़ी सी, मैं तो ग्रीन वाली को कर दूंगा।
तो green वाली कर दो. Okay.
एक और
Okay. So these are the various case studies which are available in public domain. So what we have done is we have tried to make a comparative chart of these case studies. So just if we see at this comparative chart, so you will be able to appreciate that most of these are based on similar type of problem statements, similar type of solution, activity, and fundraising. So these are the various yardsticks on the basis of which a social auditor will be expected to evaluate the impact or the benefit of various social schemes. So till now you were a financial auditor, now you will be a social auditor as well. But scope will be much more than simply the financials. You will be expected to evaluate the real benefit to the real beneficiary. Suppose some health scheme is promulgated by an NGO. Now what you are expected as a social auditor, you are expected as a social auditor to assess its impact, that what are the people for whom this scheme was meant and what are the benefits they have got in the end result. What was the expenditure on such social scheme? You are expected to conduct surveys also. So you can take the help of some outside experts also. You can outsource some of the activities. And in the overall scenario, you are expected to make an overall impact assessment.
सर
now-
ये
हाँ जी.
सर ये सोशल ऑडिट का इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट जो करना रहेगा ऑडिट के थ्रू,
Yes,
दैट जो कंपनी ने सोशल सीएस के अंदर जो कंट्रीब्यूट किया हुआ है, सो वो पर्टिकुलर एक्टिविटी का रहेगा या कंप्लीट एनजीओ का रहेगा?
नहीं, एक्चुअली क्या है इसमें ना, एनजीओ बेसिकली not all NGOs will be covered through social audit schemes. Social auditor will be required to audit such entities which have raised funds through social stock exchanges, because public money is involved. So naturally there must be accountability also. So those enterprises, and they are envisaging two types of enterprises, whether for profit or for non-profit. So both types of organizations will be covered, but only those who have raised funds through the social stock exchange, because public will be contributing through the social stock, just like you are purchasing shares of a company. So similarly, you will be contributing, and the government might extend the ATG assistance also, ATG deduction also to such contributors. So all those things have yet to come. But the overall impression is that the social auditor will be asked to assess the impact, and naturally the government may think of extending or curtailing the benefits which they are giving to such social NGOs or organizations, because basically it is the government's responsibility, because the government is not able to do all these things. So that is why they are roping in this non-governmental organizations. But all non-governmental organizations may not be interested in doling out such benefits for without anything in return. So they might be even running for profit. There is nothing wrong in it. And they might try to get funds from public also, which they will be receiving through such social stock exchanges. So that is the basic idea. And this is the examination. The concept is relatively new. Many things have yet to come, many regulations, many reporting formats have yet to be evolved. And that is why they are creating a pool of social auditors who can help. Because first of all, an infrastructure has to be developed. Like IBC also started in this way, because it started in December 2016. Even regulations had not come, but they started the examination because they want to create a pool of professionals also. So if you enter this field initially, I think it will be beneficial for you also. So I think now I'll request.
Sir,
Gupta sir.
Yes, 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 please.
Gupta sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, this is for only the NGOs and the organizations who are generating funds through social stock exchange
Yes,
for
yes.
various social schemes. But this will not include the normal CSR expenditure, which today happens in all the organizations.
Because
Part
such,
of their
sorry,
other,
such
that is
organizations
different.
are, because they are already
Covered
companies.
under the CA,
No,
CA
but
auditor, chartered accountant.
such companies which are doing
Yeah.
CSR activity, they are
Yes, sir.
already subjected to Companies Act, audit under Companies Act. But through
Okay.
this, through such social organizations, they will be adopting the format of a Section 8 company. So they, first of all, they will be required to have a Section 8 company through which they
Right.
can raise
Okay.
funds through this social stock exchange. So this is the first requirement. So
Okay.
by creating a Section 8 company, they will already come under the purview of MCA. So MCA will be having some sort of control. Then some sort of controls will come through SEBI regulations also. Because SEBI regulations are there, which are already available for public companies, for listed companies.
Actually,
So,
sir, आपका voice थोड़ा सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है काफी.
yes, actually there is connectivity
Understood, sir.
issue. There is connectivity issue. So that is why it might not be audible properly. Because
नहीं, but
while
समझ गया,
here,
sir. I understood this.
okay,
The point.
okay. Yes, sir. Kabir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, Gupta sir,
Yes, sir.
once the examination is given and
Yes.
passed by the member, it is
Yes.
permanent, because I learned that this examination is to be given by a member every 3 years. Is it which is correct?
Actually, if we go to NISM website, I could not find anything of such sort. If there is anything of such sort, you can share it with me. But maybe that on a regular basis, on a periodical basis, they might require that, okay, because actually most of the things have not yet been developed regarding this. Suppose tomorrow they develop some accounting standards also. Suppose they develop some other qualitative standards also on this, which the existing social auditors might not have read. So they might require that, okay, you pass again the examination. So that could be future, nobody can tell, but I could not find anything of such sort presently.
Okay, sir.
What is the, sorry, Gupta ji. The point I have also read that they have said that the certificate is valid for 3 years.
Okay.
Right? You are referring that.
So initially the validity, as per Rakesh Talji is saying, it is for 3 years.
Yeah, but that is for maybe for the registration under SRO, because you have to empanel with the SRO of ISAI.
Okay.
And they are also getting other SROs on the board, like they have the RVOs. So might be that certificate is valid for the empanelment for those guys. That clarity yet to come, whether we have to give the exam every 3 years or that 3 year validity is to get our self empanelment with those SROs.
So
That
things are not very clear at this stage. So in the times to come, definitely. But for 3 years, you can have it.
One more thing is there that you, for the empanel with ICI, you should have an experience of 3 years or more, or you have a registered firm who has the experience of 3 years or more in the NGO sector. So that is the ambiguity we need to clarify, at least from the.
No, actually, no.
Social auditor will become,
I have read that aspect. Actually, there are 2 types of social auditors. First are those who are already auditing some entities. Most of us are acting as auditor under Companies Act. So for them, the point is just to pass the examination and you can act as social auditor. There are others also, like some postgraduate is coming, some graduate is coming. So they are required to have 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, something.
For C8 it is not required.
Yes, for C8 is not required. I was just reading through it. So for others, it is required. Because different types of people will be becoming social auditors. And what I personally feel is that in the times to come, the government may introduce this concept that, okay, those NGOs who are not compulsorily required to get social audit done, so they may also get some benefit if they get their accounts audited, if they get their impact assessed. Yes, Sunilji, your voice is not clear.
Sir, I was just wanted to ask, like the experience you were saying,
Yes,
For
yes.
graduates, they say that 6-year experience in development sector.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Actually,
what does they mean by this development sector?
actually, what they are doing, actually, because there are some social activists also, some social activists who are already working in this sector. They want to encourage them also because they have got first-hand information of NGO sector. So that could be the idea that by allowing such social activists also to become social auditors, they could take their help. So that could be the idea.
So experience need to be from the social sector or social development,
Not for all,
not from the corporate.
not for all, but for those who are not acting as auditors as of now. Suppose you are a chartered accountant, you are already auditing accounts under Companies Act, then just passing the exam will enable you to become a social auditor. But you are a graduate, you are a postgraduate, and in that case, definitely you will be required to have experience. Now, what is meant by experience? That could be another question. The experience could be the actual working in the social sector. That could be some sort of association with the social sector. Might be that you have floated some NGO. So they may be enabling you also. So there could be so many permutations and combinations. Things will be more clear as regulations, rules, etc. come. Yes, sir. Sunil ji, now you can unmute yourself if you want to ask.
If a normal graduate or a postgraduate who has not worked with some NGO or something, so he cannot go for this exam.
He can go for this exam, but passing the exam is one thing and acting as social auditor is another. Because NGOs might want to enroll such people who have passed this exam, because they will be having an overall idea of the social audit standards. He has read those social, so one who has passed this exam, he has already read the social audit standards, which such NGOs are required to comply with. So they might engage you as a compliance officer. So definitely a lot of opportunities will come once you pass this. Once you get knowledge of anything, definitely that can be put to some good use. Maybe that you are not able to act as social auditor, but they may take your services as a consultant, as a compliance officer or something of that sort. Because all these are technical things. Even if you go to a college, there are some AICTE regulations, but the management is not able to comply with all these regulations unless they hire some consultant. So similar is the work associated here. So definitely opportunities will open up in the NGO sector for those who study this subject in a proper way. Whether you can act as social auditor or not, that is just one thing. Like in IPs, most of the persons, they are not working as IPs. They are not even applying for AFAs, but they are earning handsomely. They are doing very good. So it depends upon your knowledge and the way you put it to use rather than just passing the examination. No examination in the world can guarantee you success, but your ability to put anything to good use can ensure you success. That is the thing. Yes, sir. Any other question?
No, right, sir. Understood.
Ajit Kumar Sinha ji, good morning. Now Ajit Kumar Sinha ji is a banker, but he wants to work in this NGO sector also.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Ajay ji. Mr. Kabir, you want to ask something? You are a very senior person, ML Kabir ji.
No, sir, excellent. I think you really opened the horizon for me. And I also see that, as you rightly said, that even if not being a social auditor, with your technical knowledge,
yes,
after
sir,
passing this examination and whatever area you have the experience, you
yes,
can be
sir,
hired for,
yes,
maybe maybe days would be coming when the government may require that, in fact, because CSR is subject to get tax exemption and those kind of thing, they may ask
Yes,
a
yes.
social auditor to
Definitely,
give a report on all the schemes on which CSR is spending by the organization
Yes,
happen.
yes.
So I think these are the things which are coming, and maybe this is a big step by the government of India to really create a generative pool of such talents, who can really use it, who can be used in many avenues and areas of social spending and social schemes and those kind of
Yes,
I
sir.
think I think it was very well explained by you. I think a lot of
Actually, sir,
queries were there. It got-
Kabir sir, actually this area is very close to my heart because
Yeah,
I've been doing audits of many such social organizations, many politicians, trusts, etc. Also,
Oh,
and I'm doing it
great.
on a professional basis only. Some of the
Yeah,
clients which I got it through Google only because some ex-chief minister called me up, Mr. Gupta, can you take up our work? So I said, where from did you get my number? So he said, sir, through Google only, I got your number. So actually, if you contribute towards society, then definitely you get something in return. And most of my
absolutely.
students, most of the students who have passed through this IP examination through me, they requested me, sir, why don't you do this social audit examination also? Why don't you help us in passing this examination? So that is why I took up this task, and I will ensure that whosoever gets in touch with me, at least whatever he aspires for, he will get.
Great, sir.
Maybe the
Thank you.
examination, maybe beyond.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any question by anyone? Praful Renuseji, you want to ask something? Rajiv Dingraji is another expert. Rajiv Dingraji is a very knowledgeable person, and I am in touch with him since past 2-3 decades.
Sir, one question from me.
Yes, sir.
Like in IP exam, where the percentage of successful candidate is very low.
Yes.
In this social audit exam, what is the percentage, sir, in comparison to IP?
Sir, SIR results have yet to come, but in IP examination also, earlier the percentage was 40%. Now it has reduced to 10% because they have made the exam really difficult. But a social auditor exam, if you want, देखिए ऐसा है, it is a multiple choice question. If you give the correct answer, they cannot fail you. But if you give the wrong answer, then nobody can pass you. So that is as simple as that.
No, that depends on the question pattern.
Question. Oh, that is true. But SIR, you are to get 60 marks only, not 100. If you answer all the questions, then you will get 100.
Sir, ऐसा है अभी there are study materials limited. So questions are from those study material only. Once they will develop their social audit standards and other material, more notification will come, more
देखो सर, अजीत कुमार सिन्हा जी ऐसा है,
हाँ सर,
हम तो पूरी मेहनत करेंगे. आपने हमारा वर्किंग देखी है, देखिए ना.
अरे सर, आप ही के चलते वो एग्जाम पास किए.
बस तो जो हमारे पास आ जाएगा ना, उसको तो हम पास करवा ही देंगे. ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं. अब वही अपने आप मैदान छोड़ के भाग जाए तो बात अलग है.
नहीं, अगर थोड़ा सा ही मेहनत करे, फोकस्ड वे,
तो हमारा पूरा सपोर्ट रहेगा. ये तो है.
आपका गाइडेंस बहुत अच्छा रहता है सर, वेरी वाइटल.
हमारा तो ऐसा है, मन लगाने का तरीका है ये, और कुछ नहीं है.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
अब आप लोगों के कांटेक्ट में कैसे आते हैं अजीत कुमार सिन्हा जी, हम बताइए. नहीं तो एट द एज ऑफ 60 कई बार क्या होता है, देयर आर पीपल टू होम नोबडी वांट्स टू टॉक टू. 60, हम आगे भी सोचते हैं 60, 65, 70, लेकिन हमारे पास हजारों लोग हैं जो हमसे बात करना चाहते हैं. तो यही कमाया है बस, और क्या.
राइटली सेड सर.
और किसी का भी कोई सवाल हो तो पूछिए. राजीव खुराना जी, यू आर ऑल्सो बैंकर. रजनी जी यू कैन आस्क. सभी ऑलमोस्ट एवरीबॉडी इज नोन टू मी यहाँ पर जो भी है. हाँ जी
Sir, we will definitely liking to join this course so as to clear this exam in the next month.
करना ही है सर. देखो आपने मुझे वो बहादुरगढ़ की मिठाई खिलाई थी, एक बार दोबारा आपसे मिठाई खानी है मुझे.
मिठाई पहले ले आऊंगा सर.
You came to my house early in the morning.
Yes sir.
तो वो मिठाई तो मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है.
नहीं,
तो मिठाई मुझे दोबारा खानी है जब आप पास होंगे तो.
नहीं पहले खिलाएंगे सर.
पहले मत खिलाना, मैं पास हुए. पास
नहीं,
होने
पहले
का मजा अलग ही।
पहले खिलाएंगे।
सर आपके तरफ क्लास लगाया तो मिठाई तो होती ही होती है, उसमें डाउट है ही नहीं।
रजनी जी, you want to ask something? I am not asking.
No, sir.
Yes, please.
Thanks for the class, sir.
So you have to join this batch and you have to pass this examination.
That's the thinking whether to write, whether to take or not.
You have to.
गुप्ता जी,
हाँ जी सर।
गुप्ता जी, इसमें एम्पैनलमेंट के लिए खाली आईसीआई एक ही एंटिटी है, या जैसे आईपीएस के लिए बैंक है वैसे मल्टीपल एंटिटीज नहीं है?
I think as of now there are 3 entities. All the institutes, ICI, ICSI and ICMAI, they have promulgated this SROs. So with any of them you can enroll. Similar pattern is there. जैसे वहां पर था ना पैटर्न आईपी में, वो similar pattern चलेगा।
हाँ, ओके।
हाँ।
तो जैसे हमको एनसीएलटीसी केसेस मिलते हैं एज ए लिक्विडेटर या आईपीएस के है, तो इसका कैसे होगा? लेकिन गवर्नमेंट से
ऐसा
मिलेंगे
ना,
कैसे?
अभी curtains are yet to be raised. So definitely in the times to come you will find out all these things, because many things are yet in the pipeline. So it is still in formative stage, but definitely by the time you pass the examination, things will be more clear. But basically, you should not think that simply by passing this examination, you are going to get assignments. But definitely, this passing the examination will give you knowledge which you can apply in any sector. You can apply in NGO sector. You can apply for, you can be a consultant for such organizations who are aiming to get their stocks listed on social stock exchange. So you like the concept of merchant bankers was there. So similar concept will come here also. And SEBI might enroll some this investment bankers or merchant bankers also for this purpose. And definitely they will give preference to those who have passed this social auditor examination. Because recognition to merchant bankers also is given by SEBI. So similar recognition might be given for the social auditors also. So lot of opportunities will be there, definitely. Once you pass the examination, and more than passing the examination, you get the knowledge of the subject. That is more important.
सर इसमें रजिस्ट्रेशन कहाँ कराना पड़ेगा? ये NIA
आपको कहीं, आपको देखो आपकी आवाज ठीक नहीं है, आप ज्यादा मत बोलो, मुझे पता है डॉक्टर ने आपको बोलने से मना किया है, तो आपको कहीं नहीं कराना, आपके पास मेरा नंबर है ना, बस सब कुछ हो जाएगा आपका काम।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
Sharmila ji, you want to ask something? Soni ji, you want to ask something?
Sir, yeah, Sony here.
Yes, yes.
Normal class will start from tomorrow onwards, right?
Yes. Tomorrow evening will start. Yes.
Yeah, 7:39, right?
Tomorrow evening we'll be having our daily video lectures from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Some of the students have already paid the fees. So some are in the pipeline. They are saying that, okay, we have registered your name as banker and all those things. So they will be transferring the funds tomorrow. Subroto Ghosh ji, you want to ask something? नहीं तो शिवा प्रसाद जी तो है ही. So we are making it very simple. So instead of giving you too many PPTs, so we have kept this session open so that your queries are solved. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll be having those daily sessions. TVS Shiva Prasad ji, you want to ask something? आप तो देखो मेरे सबसे बड़े motivator है, and he is the person who has introduced me to South India. He always keeps floating all my messages, all my flyers into पूरे Southern India में famous कर दिया मुझे. बहुत सारे लोग मुझे बोलते हैं शिवा प्रसाद जी ने आपका कांटेक्ट नंबर दिया है.
आपको सभी लोग जानते हैं दुनिया में, हमें भारत में.
नहीं सर, बट ऐसा है
आप सभी का गुरु है.
अरे नहीं, गुरु हम कुछ नहीं, हम गुरु घंटाल हैं, कोई गुरु नहीं हम.
नहीं, we have great regard
आधे
for
गुरु
you,
तो
sir.
जेल में पड़े हैं, देखो आधे गुरु तो जेल में पड़े हैं, है नहीं? तो गुरु शब्द आजकल बड़ा गड़बड़ हो चुका है. Deepak Sharma ji, you want to ask something? Okay, so I think there are no more questions. So we can put this meeting to rest now. And this meeting was being recorded also, but there were some issues. So let us see to what extent it was recorded, and we'll put it in public domain also. Thank you very much, and wish you all a very happy Holi.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Happy Holi. Happy Holi.
Thank you, sir.
You have got my number also.
Happy
So you
Holi.
can send me a
Yes, sir.
WhatsApp message in case you have any query. Actually, the Wi-Fi was not working properly. So that is why we could not conduct this meeting properly. So I think we can keep it up to here only. Thank you very much, and wish you all a very happy Holi.
Radhe Radhe, sir. Happy Holi, sir.
So tomorrow onwards, we'll be having our regular video lectures on this subject, which will be minimum for 20 days, but we'll be, I think within 30 days, we'll be able to complete the syllabus. Our purpose is to help you pass the examination. Even if 1 month is not sufficient, we'll extend it further also. That is not an issue. Our aim always has been that if you have come to us with a certain objective in mind, that must be fulfilled. So that is the primary thing.